Hello guys, I am going to be doing a VR video. By the way, my name is Xander, and you're watching Xander 908. So let's just get into this. So, my mom's boyfriend, he went to Goodwill, and he found this for $4. It's a VR, not a VR headset, but it's like a VR phone thing. And I'm going to explain how it works in just a second. Basically, we're going to be playing around with this thing in this video. It's not that great. Sometimes this pops open, but like sometimes the front pops open. I'll just have to put it back. And yeah, we're just going to be playing around with this thing. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's just a VR headset. That's pretty cool. And yeah. Hello guys. It's me again, Xander, and you're watching Xander 908. And today we are going to be doing a a video about VR. So basically, I'm going to be having this on my head, but my phone's going to be, the phone that is recording this is going to be inside of it, and it's just going to, so I don't know if you noticed, but there's these videos, they're called VR, or they're like called 360 videos. Basically, if you move your phone around in a certain direction, the camera will move around in a certain direction. So basically what this is basically basically you put your phone in here, and then you have the two glasses, and then there's also a button on the 360 videos that are actually 360. They have a headset that looks like two eyes on like this shape. You click on that, there will be the image, but 2 times, because it's a because it's a screen magnifier. And it just, yeah, it just works. Pretty darn cool if you ask me. And yeah, so basically what I'm going to be doing, we're going to be playing around with this. We are going to be playing around with this in today's video, and I'm about to show you how it works. So yeah, see you in a second. Video is by We Are the Curious.
Anyone there? Can you read me?
So yeah, this video is by We Are the Curious, and this is the example.
Beautiful, isn't she?
One that I showed.
The Milky Way galaxy. And to think, each one of those 100 billion stars has its own planets, its own strange worlds. Imagine what it would be like to visit some of those exoplanets beyond our own little solar system. Well, today, you don't have to imagine, because I'm going to take you on a tour of 6 real exoplanets. What you're about to see is based on the latest scientific research, and as we travel across the cosmos, we'll hear astrophysicists from the University of Exeter tell us about their search for planets beyond our solar system. So, if you want to experience what it might be like to stand on another planet, I highly recommend strapping on a VR headset and a pair of headphones to feel truly immersed. Feel free to pause the video here whilst you get what you need to start your journey. Okay, are you ready? Let's go.
Oh dang, that's wow, that's awesome. Planet LKCA 15b. Planet type young gas giant.
I'm Elizabeth. I'm studying
Constellation
observations
Taurus,
of Debridus
aging
and
star,
trying to find Debridus
forming
and
region.
planets.
Well,
So the planets will form over maybe 4 or 5 million years as the star forms. So the star forms out of a massive cloud of dust and gas, and that collapses down, and the centre of that will fall inwards and become a star. But then there'll be a whole cloud of dust and gas and stuff left, and that kind of collapses down into a disk that's just made out of kind of the leftovers from the star formation. And then that disk, the individual bits of dust will collide to each other, and they can sometimes stick together. We don't really understand that yet. Sometimes they stick and sometimes they bounce off, and no one really knows how they can stick together enough to start to form a planet. But then as soon as you have a big core, we call it a planetesimal, so it's maybe 10 kilometers across, that's big enough that its gravity starts to scoop up all of the rest of the nearby stuff, and then it kind of slowly picks up more and more bits of dust and gas, and they fall down onto the surface, and eventually it grows into something like Jupiter, or even bigger than Jupiter.
so yeah, basically a gas planet is like a bunch of gas and stuff like all goes and creates a planet. What is happening here? I see the sun and something else. Planet WASP 12-1b. Planet type hot Jupiter. Ooh. Constellation Puppis. Distance
I'm Professor David
880
and I
light
study
years.
transient
Temperature
exoplanets
250
and their atmospheres.
Celsius. Mass.
Well, hot Jupiters are gas giant exoplanets, but they orbit much
So,
much
I guess
closer
this one's
to
hot
its
Jupiter,
star
and then
than
this one's the
Jupiter
sun.
does to our own sun. In fact, they orbit so close that the day side of the planets are heated
Dang,
up
this
to
thing's traveled
thousands of
forever.
degrees Kelvin.
Started from
And
right
because they're
then,
so
and
hot, a lot
see
of
the
the
fog
atmosphere
right
around the
all the way over
planet
here.
actually evaporates
the sun.
off, sort of like when a comet gets too close to the sun. You see a lot of evaporation of the comet happen. A similar process happens for these planets. They orbit so close, a lot of the atmosphere is being blown off. Because these planets are so close, we expect them to be tidally locked, which means the same part of the planet will always face the sun. And what that does is set up a very large day-night contrast in temperature. It's very hot on the day side, and it will be quite a bit colder on the night side. And this will in turn create large-scale weather patterns around the planet. This planet is so close that the tidal gravity is starting to distort the planet itself. If this particular planet was any closer, it could actually break apart.
Ah, so
But
this planet
what
could
might
break
it
apart or
look like
something.
inside the atmosphere of one of these extreme gas giant exoplanets? Let's
This is
find
a-
out.
So yeah, the sun is a giant star. Oh. Where are we now? Planet or Sirius? Planet type hot Jupiter. Oh, we're inside. Constellation
My name is Stephen
Pegasus.
Lice. I'm an exonephologist.
Distance
Someone
154
who
light
studies
years. Oh, never mind.
clouds
We're not.
on extra
We're
solar
in a
planets.
different one. Temperature 130.
So what we're looking at is planet Osiris, otherwise known as
You could possibly read
HD20945AB.
all
And
that
these are
if you want.
extremely strong
I
winds,
just can't read
going
fast
from the west to the east of the planet, from the day to the night side. The wind speeds are reaching about 5 kilometers per second, which is about 10 times faster than Concorde. Osiris has a temperature of around 1,000 degrees centigrade. With these temperature ranges, we're not really looking at water clouds like we have here on Earth. But at these much higher temperatures, we have the sort of evaporation and condensation cycle of things like iron and silicates. So these planets might actually have molten iron rain and silica or glass rain, which is incredible because with these wind speeds of 5 kilometers per second, you're effectively going to be lacerated by this glass rain and molten iron. So these aren't particularly great places to visit.
So yeah, this video is made by We Are Curious. So yeah, give that a quick hand. I'm sure you had help with this. It's a really good video. The audio. Planet Kepler.
My name is Nathan Main,
Native
and I
20E.
study the atmospheres of
Planet
planets
type
we've
super
discovered
Earth.
around
Ooh,
distant stars.
Constellation
Our
Lyra.
next destination is the surface
Distance
of a water world.
1,200 light years.
This
away.
is a super Earth, as it's called. In our own solar system, we have no planets which exist in the size range between Earth and
This is
Neptune.
just a
But
planet
actually, as we
kind of
observe off
water
into
or
the galaxy,
something.
we find this is one of the most common form of
look
planets.
nice.
We think that many
Okay,
of
that's
these
just
have
scary.
kind
What
of
the-
rocky cores.
Please
They're
don't drown
terrestrial
me. I
planets
don't wanna die.
essentially, but they're likely
Just
to
go on
have
an-
a
just go on an
huge
exploration.
ocean.
I
Now
mean,
they're super Earths.
it's
They're
so
much
weird.
larger than Earth. They
I'm
might
going
have
over
much
waves, but I
stronger
can't see my own
gravity,
feet.
and they probably
be
have
falling
much
through
thicker
them, but
atmospheres. That
I'm
means
not in real
any
life.
land
It's really
features that
trippy.
are on these planets, any rocky features, are going to be
Oh
weathered
my
and
God.
suppressed and effectively destroyed. You can see
Oh,
the
now- oh God,
surface
this
is
is a
being
trippy
distorted by
moment right
huge
here.
waves.
This is a trippy
There's
moment
many
for me.
reasons
It's
that
so
could cause
trippy.
these waves. You have an ocean which is not interrupted by land masses. So many of these planets we expect could have moons or multiple moons even, which create the same tidal effects that our own moon causes in our oceans on Earth. Additionally, actually, many of these objects might be undergoing significant tectonic activity beneath the surface of the ocean, and these waves have no land mass to crash into, so they really can build to quite substantial sizes.
I have no mass to crash into, so I guess and if there's no mass, that means it's only just water. Okay, oh my God! Whoa, I almost just fell in real life. What are you doing? Planet 55, Cancri E.
Our next
Planet
destination
type
is the
super Earth again,
surface
huh?
of
Constellation Cancer.
55
Ooh.
Cancri E.
Distance 4
This
light
planet
years,
orbits
40
so
light
close to
years,
its central
temperature
star, it's incredibly hot.
1700 Celsius.
We think temperatures of a few thousand Kelvin or a few thousand degrees. We know from how much this planet wobbles its star due to its gravitational attraction that this planet is about 8 times the mass of the Earth. And we also know from its sort of transit, when it eclipses the central star, that it's probably about twice the diameter of
That's a
Earth.
science
So
word
this
for
planet
rain.
is incredibly hot and has a very strong gravitational field. So what you can see is a molten lava field underneath you, where the surface is being disrupted and melted, and much of that material could potentially be lofted into the atmosphere. And what you end up with is a very soot-laden atmosphere full of particulate matter, molten rock and condensing rock, and raining sort of silicate particles. And you're going to have huge amounts of charged material flowing in the atmosphere, and that will lead us to have significant thunderstorms. So effectively, this is a pretty nasty place, probably as close to Dante's Inferno as you can imagine, with a molten lava surface, raining rock, and constant planet-wide lightning storms.
So yeah, go to subscribe to We Are Curious. They made this. This is awesome. Go subscribe to them. Shout out there. There you go. They should be happy. I see a Planet Trappist 1E type.
My name is Jessica Spake, and I'm interested in studying exoplanet atmospheres.
Negative 21.8
Trappist
Celsius.
1E is a fascinating system. It was a wonderful surprise to find 7 fairly Earth-sized planets so closely spaced together around this tiny star. The star is actually about the size of Jupiter. It's really like a solar system in miniature. So here you can see the stars a lot cooler, redder and smaller, and you can see it actually looks very big in the sky here. That's not because the star is bigger, that's because the planet is a lot closer to that star than we are to the sun. So these planets can be very close in and still be kind of about the same temperature as Earth.
Where's the text box? I'm ready to read.
We have discovered over 3,000 exoplanets, but we've only searched less than 1/1,000,000% of our galaxy. There are billions more worlds out there for us to find in the Milky Way, and billions more galaxies beyond our own. Each new planet we discover changes how we view the universe and our place within it. But so far, we've only found one, planet Earth.
Yeah,
Thank you
Earth is the only
to
planet
everyone
that
who
we
helped
haven't-
to make this video possible. If you enjoyed it, please share, subscribe, and check out our previous
do all
videos.
this, guys. Like, what?
Thanks for watching.
This is awesome. So yeah, well, We Are Curious made this. I don't know what it's called, but I think we the Curious. Sorry, not We Are Curious. The We the Curious made it. So yeah, it's called Take a Virtual Ride Tour of 6 Real Exoplanets. So yeah, just watch this, guys. It's really cool. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Oh my god, I can get out of this headset. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, jeez, thank God. Oh, okay. So yeah, that was awesome. So yeah, subscribe to We the Curious. This is their video. Yeah, so please subscribe to them. Like, you know, give all the credit to them. Just, you know, they made an amazing video. I really enjoy it. And if you guys like this series, if you like me watching other people's 360 videos, yeah, subscribe. I don't know. I might get copyrighted, but I don't know. I gave credit, and I would have given credit anyways if copyright wasn't existed. So, because they just are just amazing people. So, yeah. Good job, guys. Good job. We Are the Curious. Just, yeah. Anyways, talk to you later. And,